What is going on, fellow Clashers? It is your host, Galadon, coming to you live from Helsinki, Finland. Yes, I happened to be here just when Builder Hall 6 was released. So in a rush yesterday, I gemmed Builder Hall 6 completely, and here it is, the first couple of minutes done with my theme music over it. I hope you like it. So there you guys go. That was almost the entire Builder Hall 6 gemmed right there. We just slowed it down right at the end here because, well, the music ended, and because I thought I would go through the Crusher and the Roaster individually and then talk a little bit more about Builder Hall 6 and what is going on. So, super exciting stuff, you guys. I am in Helsinki, Finland right now getting ready for the Builder Hall 6 tournament. And the way this tournament is going to work, there will be 8 players, 4 leaders from top clans in the Builders Village in trophy count, and 4 YouTubers, one of those YouTubers being Itzu from Germany, yes, the champion of the Builder Hall 5 tournament. He runs a channel called Dark Looters, and he quite possibly is the best Clash of Clans player in the world. It is going to be an amazing tournament, prize money of 20,000 euro, and I am lucky I get to be there and I don't have to play against these guys. I'm going to cast it along with my buddy Molt, so if you guys want to check that out, it is going to be this Saturday, July 1st at 3 p.m. GMT. All right, so you can check that out. I will be streaming it on mixer.com/Galadon. The URL is right here. And I'm hoping you guys come by and check it out. It should be a lot of fun watching these guys using Builder Hall 6 for the very first time. Well, okay, they've had a few days to practice. We've been here in Helsinki, and they've been practicing, but it is going to be maxed out Builder Hall 6 content with the level 10 battle machine, and of course, maxed out night witches, you guys. Now, I was in the process of upgrading everything, and then things kind of crashed. You'll never believe where I was. If you watch this weekend stream, you'll see that some of us were on a couple of yachts. I was on a yacht at sea trying to record this, and things kind of went haywire. I lost some of the upgrades, and you can see the night witches there are already level 12. But I can tell you that the total of gems spent to get everything completely maxed out was somewhere in the range of 150 to 178,000 gems. I wrote down 178,000 gems at the time, but again, I was at sea, and who knows, okay? I'm just going to use that as an excuse. But so yes, it was expensive. It was way more involved than I thought, and that did not even include the home village upgrades. And this right here was my very first attack. Right off the bat, I thought I would just go out there and see what would happen, give it a try. Now, the guys that are competing in the stream tournament this weekend, they had been using night witches for a few days. But I thought, you know what, let's just get out there and try what they're trying, and that is just spam a bunch of witches out to the side here, and then use the minions in support. Now, the battle machine ideally is going to get in there and distract things like the roaster and the multi-mortar. You can see the roaster going to work already on those beta minions. You want to get that in there so that it distracts and the witches don't get taken out by the multi-mortar and the roaster. Not working out right here. This is going to be one of those problems we will see. You can keep your witches off of the multi-mortar, but if they stack up with your hero or you lose your hero like I did right there, things are not going to go so well. So the witches, indeed, like I predicted, like I said, they did get nerfed before the update dropped. And right here, I just barely am going to grab 1 star. Cannot get the builder hall down. And I'm thinking this doesn't look good. It's my first attack, and it's going to be just barely a 1 star. It looks like we're going to be right around 60% as this attack wraps up. But you have to remember, okay, this was hours after the new update came out, so not that many big Builder Hall 6 bases out there. And of course, people unfamiliar with the base layouts and maybe not being the ultimate expert like Itsu in breaking down bases, I didn't do too well in this first attack. So 65% 1 star, and then the Crusher goes down to this lonely little minion right here, just grabbing 1 more structure, 68%. And I'm thinking this can't possibly win, but we are going to pop out, and another cool new feature, we can watch our opponent's attack. So Dark Lord is attacking me. We pop in and check out my base, and things are looking good right here. He is at 48%, and the Builder's Hall again looking pretty safe, and whatever happened to his dragons and minions, it didn't work out. That extra archer tower and maybe the roaster making a huge difference, and of course some well-placed air mines. So it looks like we're going to pick up a victory in our very first Builder Hall 6 battle ever right there. And it's not ugly, but sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. So there we go. We'll back out and check it out. There it is, the victory for the 1 star. Embarrassing, but true. So we got that one, and then we did do a few more attacks. And so I'm going to show this replay as I talk a little bit about a couple of things. First of all, yes, night witches were nerfed. The bats still look super intimidating. I mean, they're so fast, and there's so many of them that it looks super dangerous. But again, it's the roaster and mostly the multi-mortar that are just devastating the witches. If they get hit by that and they get taken out early, then you've got no chance. So right here, even though the battle machine is kind of working its way around the outside of the village, you can see it successfully grabbed the attention of the multi-mortar, letting the witches live a little bit longer. The roaster went down to the bats because it was close to the edge of the walls. And there you can see the bats go into town on the Builder Hall. Going to work out. The witches getting stalled on the walls works really well. See that bottom left witch? She's outside the wall, but her bats are going to continue to spawn and work on structures on the inside. By the time that my battle machine gets in, he doesn't really get anything done. But at least this time we did end up with 2 stars. And those last second witches doing a great job right there, grabbing a few extra structures. I dropped a couple of minions on the far right side of the base, grabbing those exposed structures. And by the time this attack loses its very last bat, we end up with a 80% 2-star, pretty solid, especially at Builder Hall 6. That almost always good for the win, and indeed it was right here as well. And that is going to wrap up this episode, but make sure you check me out on www.mixer.com/Galadon this Saturday, July 1st at 3 p.m. GMT. Until then, have a great day, you guys. Love ya, Gala fam. See you tomorrow. Full attack.